is Samantha Puckett. I'm from Seattle and I love fried chicken!
But inside I was hurting. It was painful. I was angry. I felt unsupported.
You pull back the curtain on child stardom. It is not a pretty picture.
Not as I see it, no.
Stranger Things was truly an amazing roller coaster ride. For years we have adventurously traversed, together with these characters, in real time, as we watch them grow on the screen. We watch these kids grow into young adults, as these media-savvy young entrepreneurs share their inner selves to the world, their likes, their fears, and even their hopes, exposing a personal aspect of themselves that fans really came to appreciate. Okay, with that said, it's now time to take off the nostalgic glasses, put aside the feelings, and now deal with the reality of the after effects. And this is the perfect time to ask the uncomfortable questions. Probably one of the most important questions these actors will ever face in their life. What now? What future statistically awaits these young actors in the future? What now happens to them now that the curtain has officially closed? First, these questions aren't simple in their nature. They carry with them dark implications and serious weight. And this video will soon examine the uncomfortable statistical facts of what has happened to countless child stars in this industry. What now? What awaits them in the near future? Well, I would love to say that life is like a fantasy. We're your favorite heroes, and star rides off into the sunset, living happily ever after. End of story. But that isn't realistic, and the cruelty doesn't come from that admission, or from what I'm about to say. The cruelty comes from the fact we don't understand how and what the entertainment industry does, and the detrimental effects it has on the child star's mind, as it parasitically capitalizes off of their image. The truth is, the stars of this show will most likely face monumental, if not insurmountable, challenges that emulate from the child star curse backlash. That's right, the child star curse. This is not hyperbole. This is not being overdramatic. This is a realistic scientific causality. The child star curse refers to a pattern where young, famous performers often experience severe adult problems like substance abuse, mental health crises, financial ruin, legal troubles, and tragic endings, stemming from the intense psychological stress, developmental disruption, and exploitation inherent in child stardom, leading to difficulty transitioning to adult life and identity. Those who grew up in the entertainment industry like Jodie Foster and many others testify to this systemic problem, so no, the future isn't going to be rainbow and gumdrops for the Stranger Things cast members. The truth is their challenges are just about to begin, as the curtain starts to close on what is probably their most famous they will ever be. But that in itself is the problem, because that rapid contraction spawns a different type of Pandora's box, the child star curse. Let me be clear, no one wants misery for anybody later on in life, but also let me be clear, it has been stated by many child actors of the past that the industry that capitalizes off of child stardom is a dangerous industry, built on exploitation, and it's a place known for mentally inhibiting normalized growth. The problem lies with the industry itself, when it becomes an unmoored, callous, industrialized consumption-based model that consumes childhood innocence and regurgitates it out to sell back to you, the audience. But, after living through 2025, should we be shocked that powerful industries treat children this way? The many child stars who survive to adulthood in their careers often state they face deep mental scars from the industry's unique stressors, including unstable routines, loss of normal childhood, public scrutiny, and potential exploitation, leading to long-term issues like anxiety, depression, attachment problems, and difficulty adjusting to adulthood, often stemming from trauma akin to abuse and neglect. Think about what that means. Child stars suffer the same debilitating effects that veterans face, battlefield PTSD, the same mental damage the industry can cause in the development of children that grow up in this industry is truly horrific.
Frankly, I think it's not appropriate for children or adolescents. I think until somebody's psychologically developed, they should not be allowed to go anywhere near Hollywood. I think it's just, you don't have the tools, you don't have the tools, you don't know how to set boundaries, you don't know that the people, everybody around you is saying, I'm your this, I'm your that, oh, I'm your best friend, oh, I'm your manager, oh, it's like, you're all making money off of a child. Like that, the kid, you cannot understand that as a child.
You see, when a child star grows up in the hyper-artificial atmosphere that Hollywood creates, in order to manufacture industrial fantasy, the child becomes acclimated to the admiration of countless millions without actually processing it in the normal sense, not understanding or developing a grounded viewpoint that is necessary to live in reality. Instead, they are immersed in an artificially stimulated overdose of love bombing. That's where the true horror lies, in the sudden and rapid contraction of the admiration that they have become accustomed to. Like a rubber band snapping back to its original position, it's that manic reversal that the human mind has the hardest time processing, because the human mind doesn't work like that, and we have so much evidence thanks to social media on what happens to stars that lose themselves in the fantasy. Macaulay Culkin publicly expressed the unique and challenging experience of child stardom in Hollywood. He has spoken about feeling objectified and the pressures associated with growing up in the industry. Culkin's commentary frequently highlights the intense scrutiny and loss of normalcy that child actors face, often using his own life story as a primary example of how the industry can be consuming. He has articulated views on the exploitation of children within the entertainment business, and how this system impacts their development and personal lives. Kirk Cameron, who was a child actor in the 80s, praised documentaries for exposing the predators who have been enabled by the entertainment industry to prey on kids for decades. Debbie Gibson has been vocal about the pressures and exploitation faced by child stars, feeling lucky her parents protected her while acknowledging the psychological toll of early fame and how she's seen young stars pushed too hard. The child star curse is a term often used to describe common financial exploitation, lack of normalcy, identity crisis, substance abuse, and mental health issues. Figures like Corey Haim and Heather O'Rourke, River Phoenix, Brad Renfro, Dana Plato, Jonathan Brandis, they all tragically succumbed to early death, highlighting the extreme risks child actors face in the entertainment industry. The unique environment early stardom creates is significantly dangerous for long-term mental health issues. This illustrates a powerful and often tragic side to Hollywood. It's technically a conveyor belt of death, because these tragic events are not some random acts that happened for no reason. This has been documented and proven by the actors that survived, and those who have studied it, that the industry itself is predatorial by nature. It is a profit-driven industry where people become commodities in it, which means they have no real value except what they can produce from their image, nothing more. It was Jodie Foster who has spoken extensively about the significant mental challenges of being a child star, emphasizing the need for intense emotional boundaries, compartmentalization, thanks to her mother's guidance, and a strong sense of self to survive the industry's pressures, noting it was a cruel job that robbed actors of a normal life and left her feeling alone, despite public fame. Despite growing up in front of millions, she often felt completely alone. She experienced massive anxiety about being liked, and even felt like an imposter, faking her way through acting. She views child acting as dangerous and expresses concern for young actors today, feeling they are robbed of their childhoods. She credits her ability to stay grounded to the lessons from her mother, who shielded her inner world, and her choice to pursue education to maintain her own identity. This is coming straight from the person that survived Hollywood and is still hanging on emotionally because of the scars that she received when she was a child in the industry mentally. Think about what she said. Jodie Foster said the industry is dangerous. She is saying this with a complete understanding of the ins and outs of that industry, so it carries immense weight. It really is quite sad how this goes overlooked. As the cycle of child stars being thrown into the dark clutches of Hollywood continues with gusto, a long line of cannon fodder for the next round. Let me repeat what she said. The industry is dangerous for child actors. It robs them of their childhoods. Now the question you have to ask is, what do you think awaits the child stars of one of the most popular shows in history, Stranger Things? What does the future have in store for Millie Bobby Brown, Finn Wolfhard, Gaten Matarazzo, Caleb McLaughlin, Noah Schnapp, Natalia Dyer, Charlie Heaton, Joe Keery, and Maya Hawke? You see, no one ever questions the industry when it seems to work within their favor, but Hollywood has two faces. It has the face that builds you up to the pinnacle of stardom, an industry that profits off of your rise to fame. But Hollywood also has another industry that profits off your descent into madness, darkness, and eventually death. This is the Hollywood industry that profits off your imperfections, your mess-ups, your vices, your addictions, your crimes, and your mental troubles. Because if they can take someone who was once at the top and film them being destroyed by their own actions, well, that's immensely profitable too.
Just relax. Stop. I'm gonna break your fucking
Get away
face.
from my son!
You see, child stars rarely have a complete understanding of what they're dealing with, and they falsely believe they can have their cake and eat it too. But the industry doesn't work like that. It works on the nefarious frequency as a mystical djinn, granting wishes, but those artificial dreams come with dire consequences, and to prove that, all you have to do is look at the Hollywood child star body count to verify that fact, like Britney Spears.
Britney Spears recently posted a strange Instagram video singing Rihanna's Unfaithful in a shaky, partial British accent, while in the background, her house was cluttered, scattered, and disheveled. Fans were alarmed by the disarray, with some even spotting what looked like dog feces on the floor.
In the end, according to Jodie Foster, the child stars of Stranger Things are in a very precarious situation, because this could be the closure of what may be the most famous they will ever be, at the highest point in their stardom that they will most likely ever climb to in their lifetime. But that's the problem, because all that's left now is for the industry to profit off of their decline and fall from grace, as the paparazzi and the industry waits eagerly like predators for the moment that they slip up just once, for the spark to ignite a career imploding moment that could be plastered all over social media with glee. And as the fans that once adore them turn on them like rabid dogs to chew them up and defecate them out later on, not because the fans want to, but because the industry profits from it if they do. So guys, tell me what you think. What do you feel awaits the stars of this wonderful show, the pop culture phenomenon? History has already written its story about what happens to children that grow up in this industry, but share your thoughts below. Thanks.